and advisee for 4 years. Chris is just, as I said, graduated from the College of Worcester with a major in biology, and he's in the process of studying for the MCATs. But he's graced us with his presence tonight, and he's going to give us the alumnus address. Chris.
So, when Mr. Malfa asked me to speak here, he told me to talk about the classics and what the classics means to me. And at the time, which was probably like a month and a half ago, I was like, yeah, whatever, okay, I'll talk about that. But then when I actually had to write this, like a day ago, I was like, well, I've never actually thought about this before. And it really kind of struck me because, not that I never thought about it before, because I was really cool things about something like that, but more that the classics have become like such a fundamental part of my everyday life that I didn't really see it as something you would think about. And it wasn't really like a foreign language that you would, I don't know, as you might see it when you're first learning it in high school and stuff. So on a personal level, reading about classics, doing anything related to classics, I don't know, it really feels like coming home to me because I don't know, it has such a nostalgic, familiar feeling to it because I don't know, I've been surrounded by it my entire life. My brother is a classics philosophy double major, and so I've been hearing about it for basically 20-something years. And so by the time I got to my 6th grade introductory Latin course, Mr. Bartlett, I don't know if any of you had that, I was pretty much already hooked. And but that's kind of at a dinner where we're talking about the relevance of classics and education. It's kind of a personal thing, and it might not really mean that much if you don't have this nostalgic connection to it. So I tried thinking about why studying classics would be relevant for people who have no intention of being a classics major, or doing anything with classics, or even know what you would do with classics. So I argue that classics is really definitely relevant in our education and our lives, because classics is such a wide area to study that while you're studying a language, in terms of high school, while you're studying Latin, you're studying a language and you're also studying cultures of Rome and Greece and all the other ancient Mediterranean civilizations. And you're also studying all of the ideas that they talk about in their writing. So you're studying philosophy and how you can study science, medicine, you can study math, which I actually took in college. It was a Greek class about ancient medicine, which was absolutely horrendous because it was in Greek, but it was interesting. But Mr. Malfa really emphasized he was talking about silence and how we should listen and be good listeners as well as being good speakers. And I think that studying classics and Latin especially, I went to learn a foreign language in 6th grade, and I really ended up learning how to speak and write English because it's really through learning Latin that I actually learned how to write. And I think a lot of people say that, or they always say, well, if you learn Latin, you'll be able to take your SATs, you're going to be really good at vocab and stuff, which is true, but you also learn so much more if you're actually taking it. You learn how to write, you learn how to think critically, and do compositions, and you also learn about all this culture, like historical-based stuff, which might not be unique to learning Latin, but it's definitely unique that it's all occurring in one course, as opposed to taking all these courses in high school. It really touches on everything. So I must sound kind of biased because of I took 7 years of Latin at Rocky Hill and then 2 years of Greek at college, plus other classes courses. But I'm not that biased because I'm a bio major and a chemistry minor. I'm going into medicine and I'm never going to do anything in classics professionally. But I can still definitely say that all the classes courses I've taken at Rocky Hill and in college have probably been the most important classes I've ever taken because they taught me how to be a better student, how to be able to approach things like the MCAT. I had no idea how to be able to take the MCAT if I didn't have this background in classics, where you approach things that are in different languages, different alphabets, and you have to approach it, and you have to not only read it at its basic level, you have to understand it and compose higher thoughts based on the conversation you're having about things that are just beyond learning a foreign language. So, in complying with Mr. Malfa's talk on silence and brevity, I'm going to probably wrap it up in about 2 seconds. But I'm going to take a moment to embarrass Mr. Malfa because he will not only got me to do this, so there's a price for that, but I just want to really thank him for all the years of Rocky Hill, which on the surface might seem horrible, locking us out at 8 a.m. exactly, as his watch set to the atomic clock, and as soon as it beeps, we're not allowed in the room anymore, giving us detention for having our shirts untucked, haranguing us about basic medical infractions. But it really was like I think it was the best classes I've ever had in college or high school, and it really made me personal today. So I just really want to thank you for that. And thank you guys for coming.